Hi, this is Christy with Time to Profit. I am so happy to see you this week, and I've got some really good information and insight for you specifically around creating forward momentum in your business. But what I want to do first is introduce myself, just in case you're new around here and you don't know who I am yet. I work with business owners and help them increase their profits by helping them find and win clients they love to work with. And the reason my business is called Time to Profit is because I absolutely believe in creating a successful business, and I absolutely believe that you can do that and still have time to enjoy your life, because ultimately that's what we all want to create in our businesses is work that we love and the ability to have flexibility and freedom in our lives to do the things we want to do. So that's what I help people do, specifically around helping them find and win clients that they love working with. So let's get right into it. Today we are talking about how you can create consistent forward momentum in your business. And what I want to do before we really dive into the heart of this is talk a little bit about what I mean when I say forward momentum. Because I've found that a lot of times I might be saying one thing and you might be hearing something different. So I want to make sure that we are on the same page here. So when I say forward momentum, I am talking about the energy that's created when you're gaining traction, when you have that momentum, when it doesn't feel like you're starting over after every client project or business cycle or new month. It's about getting to the place where much of your business feels like it's moving forward and has energy with or without you. So I want to use this example. If you know me, you know that fitness is something that is really close to my heart and movement. But it's something that I also sometimes struggle with. And recently, I've lost a lot of momentum around my own physical health and specifically around working out. And this is just such a great example about what happens and why momentum is so important. So I used to just kind of work out automatically. It wasn't something that I thought a lot about. It didn't require a lot of effort or willpower on my part. And now just trying to get myself to go to the gym feels painful and it feels like a lot of work, and there's all of these reasons not to do it. And for me, it's just that idea of when you're having to start over, it's really hard without that foundation. And starting and getting that momentum is always harder than maintaining it. But a lot of times as business owners, we are constantly starting over. So what I see with so many of my clients and peers is that we'll have a lot of traction and momentum in our business. Things will really be going well, and then we'll get really busy doing client work or executing, or something will come up. And that's great, except for when those contracts end, when those engagements are over, when those clients have finished their work with you, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm starting completely over with generating and finding new clients. And then it's harder to start than it was to just keep doing what you were doing when you were having success. So ultimately, right, these are good problems to have. It's good to be busy with client work. It's good to have a lot on your plate, but ultimately, it makes it really hard to have that consistency. And consistency is something that I think all small business owners want to create in their businesses. So if you are looking to create consistency, having forward momentum is incredibly important. So I want to give you some tools on how you can do that, how you can get out of a feast or famine, stop, restart, and just really create that consistent momentum, forward momentum, even when you're busy and your schedule is full. So are you ready to dive right in and learn these strategies? Okay, so first, the very first thing that you need to do is start with an annual goal for your business. So really, I know this sounds kind of counterintuitive. Why are we talking about goals? We're supposed to be talking about momentum. But if you want to create more momentum towards something, you need to have consistency around what it is you're moving towards. You need a target that you're shooting for, somewhere that you can see. So start with that annual growth goal for your business. For example, I want to broker $5 million in sides if you're in real estate, or I want to write 100 policies in personal lines this year. I want to generate 6 figures in profit for my business. I want to serve 10 new clients this year. Whatever it is, start with that annual growth that annual goal for your business, and then break that goal down by each quarter. So whatever the annual goal is, divide it by 4, and then once you have that number, to start thinking about how many clients or people will you need to serve in order to reach that goal. And that's really important. So if you want to write 100 policies, right, maybe 60% of those are multiple policies. So you're doing their house and their homeowners and their car insurance. Awesome. So you don't necessarily need 100 clients. You might need 60 clients. Okay, what does that look like then on a quarter-to-quarter basis? You're going to see I'm doing math in my head right now. So that should be 15, 30, 15 clients a quarter that you're working with. And that will get you to 100 policies, right? If that 60% ratio holds true. All of a sudden you have something very consistent that you're working towards, that you always know 15 clients a quarter, 15 clients a quarter, 15 new clients a quarter, right? I'm just using this 100 policy example. And what happens is I want you to write that number down somewhere where you can see it every day. And then every week I want you to check in with yourself. So either have Friday, Sunday, or Monday be a check-in goal, and ask yourself this very simple question. What can I do this week to help me reach my goal of 15 new clients by the end of the quarter? And then check in again at the end of the week. What did you do to reach that goal, right? This is your gas gauge so that you train your brain to always be thinking about the goal, even when you're busy and you're overwhelmed. That even when you're writing policies, you're still thinking about, how am I going to get to 15? How am I going to get to 15? And we talked last week about questions. The brain loves to answer questions. So how is a very powerful question. Now, once you have that goal, I want you to pick one core activity that you can take in terms of action every single week that will move you towards the goal. Is it to go to one networking event? Is it to send 5 thank you letters? Is it to call 5 referral sources? Is it to introduce yourself to one new person? Is it to make 5 cold calls, right? What is that one thing that is going to have the biggest impact on helping you to achieve that goal that you set for both the year and the quarter? Here is what is really important, that this one thing has to be something that you can do in less than an hour and ideally 20 minutes. And the reason for that is you are going to get busy. Things are going to come up. And if this one thing that you're doing takes 5 hours, you're not going to have the time to do that. So what is the one thing? And make it doable. Make it something that you can do even when you're incredibly busy. And it's really easy to overcomplicate this, but there is power in focus and having that one consistent action every day. For example, if your one consistent action is to reach out to one contact per day, Monday through Friday, and you're going to do that for 48 weeks because you might want to go on vacation at some point and not be reaching out to people during that vacation time, then you also are going to say, okay, that's 240 connections over the course of the year. Even if you cut that in half so that you have time for follow-up with those connections that you've made and you can really be consistent in generating some conversation, that's still 120 contacts a day just by reaching out to one person a day. So those one small actions done consistently, even when you're busy, can have an incredible impact in creating that forward momentum. Oftentimes, when it comes to sales, the mistake that we make is we try to do too much. So we get overwhelmed, we don't build the consistency, it's easy to have this all or nothing approach versus taking small, consistent activity and being proactive on a consistent basis, which is ultimately going to create so much more power and momentum in your business. Now, ideally, you're reaching out to more than one person a day, and this one person a day isn't your entire strategy for finding new clients, but it is a powerful part of your strategy that's going to help you create that consistent forward momentum. So the next thing that I want you to do after you pick that one activity that's going to take you less than 20 minutes is I want you to pick a reward for yourself. Maybe it's a massage, maybe it's a pair of running pants, some type of gift you will give yourself once you've taken action for 4 consecutive days. So why 4 consecutive days? Well, our brains are really interesting. And when we think about language, we have words for today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. But then what happens the day after tomorrow? That's really where you can start to create momentum in creating habits. It doesn't mean that habit's going to be automatic, but you're starting to create some momentum around that. So once you've completed your one thing for 4 days, give yourself that reward. And the beauty of it is that it then ultimately, as you're doing these things, it becomes your default. So that even when things are crazy, it's like you don't have to think about, am I going to do it? It's when I'm going to do it. How am I going to do it? You stop debating with yourself on the if around the foundational actions in your business that are non-negotiable. And then you don't have to start from zero, which means that when things get busy, you still have momentum that will create a lot more consistency in your revenue and in your profits. So to summarize, in order to create forward momentum in your business, you are going to set a clear target, and you're going to break that target down to a quarterly basis and post it somewhere you can see it. Then you're going to narrow your focus to one critical action that will help you reach that target. And it needs to take less than 20 minutes a day from start to completion. Do it consistently. And once you've done it consistently for 4 days, reward yourself. Before you know it, this simple little step will help you to create consistent results. So here's what I want you to do, right? Information without action is not meaningful. So I need you to take action right now. I want you to write down what is one action that you can commit to doing for the next 4 days to create forward momentum. You might revise this after you sit down and do some planning, but pick something right now that you can do for that will take less than 20 minutes that you can do for the next 4 days, and share it in the My Time to Profit Facebook group. If you want more tools to help you find and win your dream clients, visit mytimetoprofit.com and download the guide, 5 questions to multiply your sales. And there's also some sales planning tools and checklists on the homepage. Again, that's mytimetoprofit.com, and I will see you next week.